Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for coming and welcome to GQUAT. I'm making some final adjustments here. So, as you see, we are cooking with Auntie Ellen, and it is a dreary day in Connecticut 6B, but things are growing. They are growing. I'm so excited. And I see something that I tried to do is working. I didn't like that light purple streaming thing before. So now it is dark purple, almost black. I like that. All right. Let me see if I can see the chat. Okay. I'll wait for you guys to come in while I try to pull you up on my phone, because we are going to have some delicious blueberry cobbler tonight. 1, 2, 1, 2. Going into Garden Quilt and Art Show. Easy Southern Cobbler. You guys are probably in the ads. I will give myself a thumbs up. There's one in there. Okay. Whew. Juanita Campbell, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Juanita Campbell, the cobbler we are making tonight, the Southern Cobbler, I learned how to make when I was in North Carolina, because the cobblers my mom made growing up, the peach cobblers mainly, she always put her fancy little crust on the bottom and on the top. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Maria Graham, welcome. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. My Renaissance grandma. Mona did what? Mona, I've been watching you guys all afternoon. And why did you put that bottom on there like that? See, I saw you trying to rest my eyes so that I could see tonight, and everything is still blurry. Or is it me glasses? Is it me glasses? So I will try to. I don't know what happened. Oh, and Mona, I was trying to figure out what you guys were doing and putting the numbers in the bingo and the shells. Yes, Mona, we are making a blueberry cobbler that looks just like, the thumbnail that's up there? There are like some pillows in one corner, and I think something I started quilting. Well, the bottom right-hand corner of that thumbnail is one of my actual blueberry cobblers made in a a casserole dish. For those of you who would like to make it, here are the ingredients. 1 stick of butter. I have actually already put it in the frying pan. Hold on 1 minute, because this is going to be a skillet cook-off. Let me see, I got all the ingredients ready. So you see this handy dandy skillet over there. Let me put the ingredients up there until I read them off. Okay, hold on, you guys. I will put them back up in just a minute. As soon as I put the stick of butter in the frying pan, because we're doing a skillet challenge. And hold on one minute. I've got the rack where I want it. It's on 350. And just so that you can see, here are my 4 cups of blueberries. Okay. So, since it's already off the screen, G Mama Grows, thanks for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sissy Joanne Stevens. So you can screenshot these ingredients. I'll leave them up there to give you a chance to look at them while I read them. 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of self-rising flour, 1 cup of sugar, and you reserve 2 tablespoons. 1 cup of milk. I will be using carnation milk, and 4 cups of blueberries. That's how easy it is. Now, me, myself, and I never, ever buy self-rising flour. And here is how you make your own self-rising flour. Get something to write on, you guys. You use 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I will move this out of the way because I'm working on a small counter over here. So here we go. It takes 1 hour to bake, so I'm just going to get started here. And I'll be back to the chat, you guys. So here is the 1 cup of sugar. And this is 2 tablespoons right here. So I'm going to take that out. And I'll show you why in a second. And here is my homemade self-rising flour. And I'll tell you something, you guys. This is a reused coffee jar. And you know what I found out? That a regular ball canning jar top will fit it. Did you hear it pop when I opened it? So let's put 1 cup of flour in here. That's 1 cup of flour. And I'm going to mix them together before I put the milk in. How are you all doing this afternoon? I'm breathing hard because I was running around like crazy at the last minute. The very last minute, the computer wouldn't let me sign on. I think I fixed Nightbot so that it works, and you can drop your link by putting !GQUAT. So here's 1 cup of milk. Oops. I know evaporated milk is concentrated, but that's what I've been using all these years since I've been making it, because I don't usually have a lot of fresh milk in the house. But let me sit down and catch my breath. I'm all out of breath. It looks like it is a Cafe Bustelo jar, Sissy. I recycle every glass jar that I have. Oh, those are real canning jars. But these little Cafe Bustelo, the dehydrated ones, I use those. So I'm just mixing it around. And it's like making almost like pancake batter. And I like to let it sit a little minute. Anyway, I have to give the butter a chance to melt. That's usually about 5 minutes. How many of you make cobbler the Southern way with the batter on the bottom. And then you put it, Joanne Stevens says she loves those jars. Well, you know what? My sister, Joanne Stevens, is a glass artist and she does everything with glass. I want her to paint on some of those. Mona did what said, hello, Joanne. Mother. Hello, Mother. Egoamote. I don't know if I said it Thursday, but my mother is so cute. She thought because I fell 2 times a couple of weeks ago, and she thought I fell during my live, and she told my baby sister who lives in Connecticut. And I was on a conference call, and my baby sister called, and she called again. I had to get off my phone call. I said, well, it must be urgent. So I called her, and she said, well, Mommy was all excited. She thought you fell. And Mommy said, if you fell, if you said it, you must be hurt because you never say anything. Well, I did knock the starch out of myself 2 weeks ago when I fell, but I am okay now. I felt like a beached whale. You see this space between here? It's a little bigger than it looks, but that's where I fell. Maria Graham says she's due. Maria Graham, I never see you cooking anything. Only Michael. Only Michael. Only Michael. Oh, and happy anniversary. We didn't see you Thursday. We were wishing you a happy anniversary. I want to see you some of your stuff, Maria. Maria Graham is saying, hello, Mother Pankey. So, let me see. My nose is all stuffy. So, I am working on, and I'm going to wait until the frying pan gets really bubbly. The butter can turn actually a little bit brown. They have brown butter desserts, and it's really, really, really good. While I'm waiting for that to come up to snuff, for those of you, let me welcome you in properly. Those of you in the bushes, I thank you and I welcome you. Subscribers, visitors, moderators, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate what each of you do to help the channel to grow and to thrive. So, for those of you who are new, this is a variety channel, and we talk about gardening, cooking from scratch, which we are doing now. You're welcome, Maria. Cooking from scratch, traditional arts like the heritage arts, sewing, quilting, crochet, embroidery, all of those things, as well as some of the fine arts. Speaking of the gardening, guess what, you guys? I dropped a couple seeds in a pot outside, as well as my potatoes had chitted. And guess what? The cilantro is coming up. I can pooking its head up. It is pooking its cute little head up. Donzel Cooper, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. See, this little batter is thickening up a little bit. It was kind of watery at first. I like that. I like when it does that. So I will give the butter a little bit more so that the frying pan gets hot. By the way, this is part of a cooking challenge where you cook in a skillet. You can make this cobbler. I always have made it in a casserole pan. This is my first time doing it in a skillet in honor of this cooking challenge. So let me see. It is hashtag just a minute. Cooking. You can never pull up stuff real quick when you want to. Hashtag, I will put it in the description. So when you cook something, when you bake something, my recipe for the blueberry cobbler, I just put up my cookies in a skillet, my cornbread, I've shared those recipes. or you can go back to previous videos and look at them. So to do the hashtag, you put hashtag skillet challenge 2025. This is an individual skillet challenge, not part of the iron skillet. Everybody doesn't have an iron skillet, and those bad boys are expensive. I redid everything when I got this apartment because I downsized, and all the things I had before were so large. Auntie Joanne's skillet is big. I had the bigger ones. The little Dutch oven is on back there. If you see it, I'm going to turn it off because I'm getting overheated over here. And I'm making some bone broth. Thank you, G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden, for posting that. So G Mama Grows has posted it, and there it is. Skillet Challenge 2025. You can use a skillet, but if you make the recipe and you don't have a skillet, just hashtag it anyway, and I will accept your entry. So far, I only have 5, and we will be winning a hot pad. I didn't bring the hot pad over here. I can go get it. But what I want to show you is what is it? The table mat that I started making on Thursday when we were live. And I just want you to see that I did piece the squares together and iron them. And I ironed the backing. But I didn't have any small batting. I have some large batting for my large quilts, but that stuff is so expensive. It's like 120 inches wide, and I bought it on a big roll. I don't want to chop that up for little stuff. So I will wait until mine comes on Monday. Okay, so let me get the skillet out and show you how easy it is to make this cobbler, you guys. So whoops, that's hot. Okay, let's get this out of here. Ugh. I don't know if you can hear it frying around. So maybe I'll move the skillet over to this side so you can see it better. And I will pour the batter in the bottom. I'm doing it over here, you guys, so I won't have to lift up that big hot skillet. Now, if you like, you can put a little bit of cinnamon in it. You don't have to. That's just the cook in me. You can, this is fresh nutmeg. This is just me wearing mine. A recipe is just a guideline. You can doctor yours up however you want. For those of you who have never seen fresh nutmeg, it looks like this. Like a little acorn. Okay, so now I'm just going to spoon the blueberries in here. Sorry for my back. I won't be able to see you for a few little minutes. Wow. That seems like a lot of blueberries. You're not supposed to stir it. I was just trying to poke it down. And the 2 little tablespoons I told you to hold on to, you sprinkle that over the top. You know, this is very full. Let me do something. Let me put this down there in case it boils over. I don't know if that big thing will go on there. Whew, hold on 1 second, you guys. Oh, shoot. I said shoot, Mother. I didn't say the other word. Okay. I don't want to hold that hot thing in the middle. Whew, we made it. And hopefully, if it boils over, it won't boil over in my clean oven. Okay. So let me get my breath. Cheers. Val Create. Thanks for coming and welcome. You're taking a break from work, I see. Whew, catching my breath. That wore me out, you guys. So now I'm looking in the chat. And do any of you have a question about the recipe? Auntie Joanne had, oh, and by the way, you can use this recipe for any type of fruit that you want. You can use it for like fresh peaches, canned peaches. Just try it out. So, looking for my clock to set it for 1 hour start. Woo, so let's chit chat while I catch my breath. Good gracious of life. Got me. Mother, Mike said, ship, Mom, like ship the pan to the North Sea or something. So if you guys want to win a very nice hot pad that will hold a hot skillet, this butcher block is a couple 100 years old. It came from a meat market in the town that my mother lives in. And at some point in the last couple 100 years, you could not use these type of butcher blocks. It's an official butcher block, like 18 inches deep, whatever. And they had to use stainless steel for cutting meat. So this meat market had this butcher block sitting in a corner, and I love antiques. At that time, I had a vintage house that was built in 1927, and I was looking for antiques to put in it. And my mother and I saw this one, and I asked the guy if he would sell it. He gave me a price, and he also agreed to send it to a wood refinisher where this thing was like concave in the bottom. It was made like a bowl. It was so dug out from all of the years of chopping meat on it. And when I got it back, it was planed straight across. I have this plastic butcher block on top of it because while we're waiting for the pie, I'm going to bust open a couple of butternut squash and harvest the seeds while we're waiting. And we'll chit chat and talk. So this butcher block came, and the house that I bought it for, we sold that house. Then I moved to North Carolina. Then I moved back here for health reasons. And eventually I moved into this apartment. Well, I was cooking something in my Dutch oven and got it really hot. And I put the top on the butcher block, and it actually burned a ring on it. And then I said I was going to get some sandpaper and sanded down, then I said, this is an antique. It's a couple 100 years old. It's supposed to have some mileage on it, right? It's like an old car, have a few dings on it. Like my old Ford F-150. So let me get the hot pad that you will win if you enter this competition, this challenge. So I'll put this butter away because it's hot in here. Oh, by the way, you can put vanilla in it. I usually do, but I wanted to keep this recipe easy because it's only like 5 ingredients and anybody can do it. Almost anybody. So I wanted to make it doable for everybody. Oh, what's on my shirt? I'll show you. Hold on 1 minute. Clean as you go. I don't have any help today. So I have to do it myself like a big girl. So everything's up. I'm putting the butter away. What I love about this kitchen in this livable apartment is that everything is so close. 1 second. 1 second. So, here it is. This is what you will win. This very thick hand crocheted. It's like a rag rug. As a matter of fact, I'll have to wash my hands, but I have 2 small rag rugs here in the kitchen that I did hand crochet. I will wash my hands. Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, napping in the bushes. You know how we roll. I was talking to my mom about you, and she says she hopes that you get better soon. She also has a dear friend that she's had for like 60 years. Her name is Miss Shirley. So when I say your name, I said I'd have to tell her Miss Shirley OG Gardner or Miss Shirley OG so she doesn't get mixed up with the other Miss Shirley. Ooh, you guys. I should have the fan on my oven is broken. I ordered another one. Maybe I should put the other little floor fan in here when I'm cooking because of my asthma and getting overheated. So Miss Shirley said she's going to cook something, you guys. She said you all ain't gonna be winning the stuff, and her name's not in the hat. Miss Shirley, I didn't get to the post office on Friday to send your other gift from Mike's Chaotic Gardening, but I will get it out to you on Monday. I don't get to the post office every day, and it's one of those old-fashioned post offices. Miss Shirley, you would appreciate this. You have to go up 3 steps, and then there's like a little landing. Then you go up 5 more steps, then there's a little landing. Then you got to open a double door. Meanwhile, you're carrying packages and whatever. I have a cart, but if you take the, excuse me, the handicap thing, you got to go on this side and go from side to side and wiggle waggle up. Oh, yeah. What does my t-shirt say? Universal Soil Soldiers. And it was a grow off that I was in 2022. When I first came on YouTube, I didn't even have a channel then. But that's when I met Mona, Sifting Some Soil, Shani 2003, Brampton Gardner. And why do I say that? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. Miss Shirley says she's not going anywhere. Oh, that's sweet. awesome book. She said, you're gonna love the book. So this is a really thick, you could actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I made it for a heavy duty heat mat, but guess what? You could use this in front of the shower or the bathtub. It's just small, and if you have a trip hazard, you don't want to do this. When I wanted to come home after my surgeries, I had a hip replacement, 2 knee replacements. But in order for them to get me to come home, I had to agree to have at least a part-time aide. I had to tell them I didn't have any throw mats, throw rugs in the house. So I love these little mats I made just in this color to match this kitchen. So every time they come to do a home wellness check, guess what? I hide them so they won't know I have them. One time, I have one of those, well, some of you know, I've got one of those alerts, help me, I've fallen and I can't get up. So I was leaving, Donzel Cooper saying, hi, Mike. I was leaving one day and you wear it around your neck and it got caught up in my cart. Well, I was in a hurry trying to get to the stores for some shopping event, and I didn't answer it. The phone rang. And when I'm in any vehicle, okay, Mona, have a good dinner. Thanks for stopping in. I know you must be tired. You've been live all afternoon. Mine is programmed so that if and when I do drive, I'm not on the phone with my one eye and trying to drive. So the phone rang and I didn't answer it. Well, when I got back home, I got ready to open the door and I opened it and the lock was shattered at the bottom. I opened the door and I looked and there were splinters all over the floor. I'm like, did somebody break in my apartment? I have a camera and everything. No, it was the paramedics doing a wellness check because they thought I was in here on the floor. Miss Shirley is responding to Joanne Stevens. She said she's a little weak and sleeping a lot, but still eating everything on her road to recovery. I wish I could give you some of this cobbler. Oh, and you know what's so interesting about this cobbler, you guys? You saw me put the crust, the filling on the bottom. What happens is that the self-rising flour makes it come up and it ends up with the crust on the top. At least that's what it usually does without the homemade self-rising flour that I made today. But I see it's coming along. It's coming along. So, let me drink something and we're going to work on a project. Oh, wait a minute. This will make you guys laugh. Where is it? So this is what I want you guys to do. They say I need 2 rotator cuff surgeries. I'm not doing it, but it makes my arms difficult to lift. Hermana, Lorraine T, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me stand up and get some knives. Okay. Okay, so I'm right here, and I will show you something funny first. I have 2 projects while we're waiting. This one should take 5 minutes. So when you move and you downsize, you can't keep everything. Those of you where the clock is going forward and not backwards, you will find that everything's not going to fit in your house. I don't care how big it is. How big it is. My mom has a very big house. It's popping at the seams after 55 years. So what these are jewelry cloths. Why do I have jewelry cloths? Actually, this one is for my Pandora box because this was a Valentine's Day get to this red one. But this is, my sister will die laughing. This is a sterling silver bud vase. So it's all tarnished, hasn't been polished, probably 25 years. So I'm going to polish it because I got that little artificial silk rose and I want to make it look better. So the jewelry, oh, it's going. So the red side is supposed to polish gold. Oh, no. Yeah, so I'm doing the wrong one. That one's silver or this one's gold. Let's find out. It's going, you guys. Look. It's shining up. I don't have any real silver polish, but it'll take something off. I really think this side is for the gold, for gold. So I my sister Joanne, say she's being shady boots. She's talking about bring that cloth when I come to Arizona. So my last husband is deceased, but his mother, when she was alive, gave me a box of real silver that you eat out of, and I already had two boxes of one of silver, one of gold. So I gave this one to my sister, the older one, and it had I don't think his mother had ever used it, and I never used it. It hasn't been used. And Brooks and I got married in 1990, so it's been a while. So I sent the box of silver to my sister because I think that you don't save things when you get old, that you use whatever you have. I kept my good china and I use it for every day. Some of those, that bowl that you saw me eating oxtail out of, that was a gold plated Mikasa bowl that I had been given. I only had one of those. But look at this, you guys. Sissy, look. Oh, oh. Well, luckily, I don't have to polish my Pandora bracelet, right? So, I will put my happy little silk rosebud in here and put it somewhere. And this is just exactly apartment size. I love flowers. Look at it, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Just with the cloth. Sissy, all that silver you have, we're going to need some of that silver stuff that you dip it and it takes the first layer off, and then use a polishing cloth of some type. You guys, that will be a live stream when we're out there. The Pankey / Stevens family. Mike says he's got his silver sets in high cabinets. He hasn't seen it in 23 years. That is fun. I know. My good china I got in the 1980s. The 1980s. Practice makes perfect. She's saying that because I already bought my tickets to go to Arizona right after Mother's Day. Mother, I'm coming to see you. And then 2 days later, I'm going to Arizona for a little over a month. So check this out. You know, growing up, we had all kinds of silver and not silver, you know, flatware, stainless steel. And my daughter, when she was little, she used to say, Mommy, I want the heavy ones. She didn't know it, but the heavy ones were actually like sterling silver, one here, one there. And of course we drank out of peanut butter and jelly jars. Daddy said we intentionally broke all the glasses in the house so we wouldn't have to wash them. Dun, 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 dun. How cute is this? How cute is that? I put real roses in the summertime, but I ain't got none right now. So we're using what we have and enjoying it. So I'm peeking down at this cobbler. We still have a few more minutes. And this is the reason I'm doing this is because you guys who say that you don't have time to cook, this is what you do. You don't just sit and watch the stove. You do other things, multitask while you are waiting. No, I don't have any ice cream. I had some a couple weeks ago. I had some, what do you call it? Haagen-Dazs vanilla, a pint of it. I really got it for my son, but I ended up eating it. I ended up eating it. I mean, if you fall, you have to take care of yourself. I didn't put it on my knee, but whatever. So let me see how many minutes. Okay, we still have a good half an hour. So my hands are dirty. I'm right here and I'm putting my gloves on. But I'm also going to wash my hands right here because this is what we are going to do next. I will move this nice shiny silver bud vase. Okay. So I'm going to put these on. Do any of you make curry or my hands are half wet? So, you can't see my face. My hands are half wet. You had Haagen-Dazs ice cream and apple pie yesterday. Oh my, I make the best apple cakes ever. I have a million different size gloves. These are not the biggest ones. Our treasured home. Nancy, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm putting these gloves on because the next project is going to be messy, taking the seeds out of here. How many of you are ready to turn in your WIG 2024 grow off videos? Next week, the ones for the herbs are due. Okay. So what? A hammer. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Do I have a container to put the seeds in? Yeah, but they have to dry out first, Maria. They have to dry out first, me darling. So this is how, when I make my bone marrow and stuff, Val creates. You love apple cake? I have a really good recipe for it too. You see all these dents on the back of this meat cleaver? It's from me hitting it with different hammers. So let me see how I'm going to break in this one. This is how I cut through chicken bones, sometimes goat bones, to make curry. I'm going to make some curry goat soon. Probably won't do it all on a live. Okay. I'm being careful. Mike's Chaotic Gardening is saying the grow off ends on April 4th, 2025. Okay, so this is a squash from my garden. I don't know whether it's a crossbreed. Oh, look at this. It's just been sitting on the table since September. Okay. Thank you. You keep yours on a plastic coated paper plate till they're dry. That's what I use, Mike. Except I don't have any paper plates right now. I had to get rid of them. Oh, so these are also so almost dried out that they're not even slimy. Usually they're slimy. Let me take that off so that you can see it, you guys. Okay, so I know what I will do. These are small seeds. When I harvest bigger butternut seeds, they're reaching up above my head. So what you do is use what you got. So this is a paper plate holder. What I will do is put a paper towel on it and pick up some at the DT store tomorrow when we go to the post office. Well, I'm being careful because, I drop something in every life. I don't want to drop this stuff. Actually, this doesn't look bad. I wonder if it's edible. But I will sit down off of my leg. Is it any time? But Mike's answering a question. Anytime before the end. Look at all that seeds. Look at all this. You don't get this many seeds, you guys, when you buy a pack of seeds. Look at all the ones in here. Check this out. Oh, wow. You cook it, Mike? Okay. I will cook him. When I was in North Carolina, I would take, sorry, I'm holding it the wrong way. I'll try to hold it this way. And I would give the seeds to the chickens. Well, sometimes I would pass through the chickens and end up growing pumpkins in the weirdest places. Yeah, I have, for those of you who don't know, I have lived in small towns, big cities, country, off grid, raw land, had to put in wells and electricity, the whole thing, like Gigi and Eco are doing. I had that life. I had all the animals, chicken, goats, ducks, horses, cows, pigs. Can you see all these seeds, you guys? Now, I don't know how. I wonder, trying to debate whether to keep, I'm going to keep them separate because I don't know what that was. I never saw a squash that shape. I know I had butternut squashes out there. I don't know if that was some other kind of squash or what. See all these seeds? So meanwhile, I'm making good use of my downtime while I'm cooking for you guys. Lorraine T, come on by and get you some. Or like G Mama Grows said, she has a saying, some unidentifiable seeds, which I think she calls it something else. And I've gotten some from Mike before. So here's one set of seeds. And of course, they will dry out fast. Over here by the oven, look at all these. This is probably $10-15 worth of seeds. Mike says type GQUAT to drop your links and connect. I had to redo Nightbot. I had to sign on again. So maybe he's working tonight. He didn't even recognize me. Knucklehead. Joanne Stevenson saying, hello, Dolores. Oh, yeah, mystery seeds. That's what you all call them. So these I would call mystery seeds because I think they're butternut squash seeds. But as they say, I ain't for sure. So I'll put that one over there out of harm's way. And, okay, I'll put you over here. And I will get to where you wish you were there. Oh, thank you, Lorraine T. Okay, so this one, I'm going to try to cut this way. Let me see if I can get him started. Oh, this one's soft. Wow. Wow. I've never had one that's soft that I just cut it like that. But it's been sitting there since like September or October. Oh, goodness. I should not have pushed that cobbler in the middle. It made the sides come up and do something funny. And I don't think it's going to go on the oven and mess it up. Oh, well, like I said, it's my first time cooking my cobbler in a skillet. I have a really big casserole dish. So look at this, you guys. Can you see all those seeds in there? This little tiny squash. Look at all these. Dolores is saying, hey, Joanne Stevens, I'm okay. Still sick, but at least alive. Hope all is well with you. Okay. I'm glad all you guys are feeling better. Those of you been dealing with sicknesses, surgeries, prayers, and blessings for each of you and your families. Ew. He felt icky. This was like a part of a turkey that you didn't know was there when you're stuffing it. Okay. I don't know about these seeds. This was a very small acorn squash. But he's got, you're going to give me my seeds. Maybe I'll stick a chopstick in there and do some surgery. Or how about this straw? There's some seeds up here, you guys. He's going to give me my seeds. I think there's one more. These are ready to plant, you guys. Psalm 146, if you come in on the replay, these are like the ones I sent out. Most of you who have been following my channel for a while and have gotten some seeds have gotten butternut squash seeds because I harvest them. This is like my 4th generation of butternut squash seeds. So this one, oh, I was going to say not as many, but guess what? This is only half. I have all of these to get out. Do any of you grow birdhouse gourds? I used to grow them. That picture I had over that I've shown last couple of weeks that fell off the wall, that was a class I was teaching like in 2022 for the International Festival of Arts and Ideas. And I was teaching them how to decorate birdhouse gourds, which looked very similar to these. And this is one of the ways we would cut them off. Cut them like this and make masks out of them. Cut them this way, make bowls, make vases, decorate them with paints, with fabrics, with paper, all kinds of things. It was fun. Miss Shirley, did you see me jump up there, girlfriend? I was able to get up by myself. So I'm taking these icky gloves off. And ooh, I'm right here, you guys. And so we are going to put him on a paper towel and get ready for the grand entrance of the Blueberry Cobbler. You still have 2 more Saturdays to get your videos in. So I will just put this down here for now. So look at all these seeds. Can you see them all? And I will get another one of those things down. These are actually paper plate holders. Why? Because the people who eat with me have so much on their plate that even the plastic coated paper plates won't hold them. So this is what we have. Plate number 2 of, for sure, these are butternut squash seeds. The others might or might not be imposters. So I put that one over there for a mystery seed. Couple more minutes. So let me look in the chat and see what you guys are doing. Okay, so I'm trying to go to the chat and see what you're doing, what you're saying. Miss Shirley, Joanne Stevens says she's sending healing energy your way. Mike's Chaotic Gardening is saying, feel better, Dolores. Lorraine T said that squash was shaped like a heart. It was. And I'm checking in the chat to see if they're looking back at Mike's comment about mystery seeds are fun. Okay, well, we'll be eating no matter what the mystery. It's been 40 minutes. Yes, I set the timer. It's supposed to be 60 minutes, and let me see. It says 20 minutes more, but I'm not leaving it in there for 20 minutes. I just want to make sure the inside is set. The outside is nice and crispy brown. I'll show you guys the big, oh no, it's, it's in the fridge. I was going to show you the casserole dish I usually make it in, but guess what? It has a small slab of baby back ribs on it that I was supposed to cook, but I don't know if I'm going to because I have to take Mr. Hershey to the vet tomorrow on Sunday to get to get a rabies shot. Then Wednesday he gets a haircut. He's so traumatized when he gets a haircut, and I don't want him to be weirded out when we travel. Mr. Hershey is one of my carry-on luggages when I travel, and the airlines are ridiculous. You already pay for your seat, and you already pay for your foot space. But if you have a carry-on pet, and Mr. Hershey is my service animal, have to pay $100 extra to carry him on, to use the space that I'm already paying for. Each way, $100 each way. And you have to pay cash. You can't, or you pay for it at the airport, not with your seat and everything. It's ridiculous. Redunculous. Yes, Mike, but they're just small ribs. They're not full-size ribs. Just something to do. But today, I don't know how many of you are doing Lead Farmer's 7 days of salads. I'm on day 5 because I didn't start the day that he did. You know, I do other challenges, or like, for example, sugar-free Sunday. Well, I don't do sugar-free Sunday. I do sugar-free Monday, and I do meatless Monday. Why? Because that's what fits my schedule. I'm not going to be a Simon Says, do this, do this, do that. And you say, how far, or may I? No, I'm not doing that. And Sunday is the one day of the week that for sure I eat a good dinner, for sure that I may have dessert. So no, I'm not giving that up. I will have my dessert and take another day for my sugar-free day. My sugar-free day. I'm looking down in there. I'm not opening the door 50,000 times like I did all the other times I was baking, you guys. Mike, are you going to make some cornbread for your wife or not? How much cornbread you got? A lot. How much cornbread you got? Yes, I was rapping. PIA. Hello, hello, hello. You just woke up from your baby senior, your junior nap. You're funny. You're funny. I've got your package ready to go. PIA. It will be going out Monday. PIA, Passionately Intrigued Arts, says, good evening, everybody. For those of you youngsters who don't think that you need a nap, other countries, that's a way of life. When we bought the property, it wasn't I, when we bought the property in North Carolina in the 1980s, everything closed down in the afternoon at 2:00. Like for a siesta, that was like the hottest part of the day between noon and then. I don't know whether it was like noon until, yeah, everything closed from noon until 2. If you're working in the fields or farming or doing anything, the sun is directly overhead. So between noon and 2:00, everything shut down. The banks, everything. Other countries, they shut down. They have dinner later on. We got it all mixed up. And everybody parties into the night in other countries like the European countries, the South American countries. And a nap makes you feel so much better. I didn't have a nap. I didn't go to sleep. But when Mona Does What and her group of quilters were on, I was just on the bed with my glasses off. and watching on TV, not trying to look at my phone, even though I have the blue blockers in it. That's what you see, that little like blue thing. It's supposed to help cut down on whatever it is. And I do have glaucoma, and I only have vision in one single eye. So I'm trying to take care of her. Are you tired of looking at the back of my head, looking at the pie? Roscoe! You know, if I say that at my sister Joanne's house, Hershey's daughter goes berserk. She goes, ah, 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 ah. She sounds like she's been hit by a car. If you call her daddy, she gets, you're excited, PIA. You will be excited. Wait until you open it, because I went exploring for you today. And I may or may not have allegedly dropped a few more things in there. Thank you for sending the postage. So, for those of you who are wondering, oh no, I won't spoil her surprise in her video, but she has been doing some quilting, and she shared it with me. Auntie Joanne has been doing some fabulous quilting. I'm so proud of each of you who is picking up some sewing who never has. Hopefully, I influence more of you to try to do it. For sure, if I've even reached one of you, I feel like I'm leaving. When I ain't going nowhere right now. Pardon my grandmama. I decided I'm going to live until I'm 101. Roscoe's napping and Angel's outside with her little bad butt. I was talking to Auntie Joanne last night. She started, not Auntie Joanne, Angel, who is not an angel, was screaming like a banshee. I appreciate each and every one of you. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. Those of you who come in here in the chat, like when I do giveaways, you notice I don't put giveaway on the banner on the thumbnail. I'm not thirsty. If people come here because they like the channel, and if you're here for the replay and you with us this far and you like the content, give us a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, and it's free to subscribe. Become one of our subscribers. We have lots of fun over here. No telling what we might do. Who'd have thunk we'd have been polishing silver today? Who'd have thunk we'd have been harvesting seeds? It wasn't on my thumbnail because you can only put so much in there. I will put it in the description, and I still have to find out. I don't think you can, because if I go like an hour and a half, I might talk about 3 different things. But I don't know if I can. Auntie Joanne says, I'm the best influencer, I guess you could say, for better or for worse. A funny story. Now, this is hilarious, as most of my stories are. So my second husband and I were getting married, and we got married in Las Vegas, and we came back to DC. Baby, we took separate cabs from the airport. And I'm like, okay, that one pair of drawers you got in my house, you come get them. And your TV, get that stuff out. This is over. I'm not being married. So then we stayed apart for about 2 or 3 months. Then we both decided, I see you, Maria. I'm looking at it. I've been, every time you see me bend down like this, I'm looking at it. Well, my timer says I have 13 more minutes, and I don't want to open the oven and let the heat out. You guys gonna make me well, you know what? I will, because it's an iron skillet and it's going to keep cooking, and I can always put a top over it. Excuse me. So let me put these away. I love these casserole dishes. I have these, and I'm always taking casserole dishes somewhere. And yes, I have my name on them. Make sure that I get mine back, because you take stuff to like, what do you call it, potlucks, And somehow people always think your good ones belong to them. And most of them don't have covers to them. And that is a universal cover. Let me see. Maybe I'll take two. Lorraine T has saved my life with gloves before. Why? Because I tried to set the oven on fire before. Okay, so let me see how I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'll put that there. Okay, I don't want to melt my phone, so I will move that. And I will take the big glove out, turn the oven off. Everything's off, Maria Graham. Okay. Okay. All right. Ah. Woo. So, bubbling brown sugar. So, I should not have disturbed the inside. Remember when I told you don't mix it around? And I usually like a little bit more crust. So, I don't know if you can see him. So, we're going to have to let him cool a little bit. We are going to let him cool a little bit. Okay. He looks really lovely. It's easier to lift when the. Do I have two-handed skillets? Yes, this is a two-handed one, but I'm afraid to lift my arm under it because my left arm is weak, and I'm afraid I'll burn my forearm there. This is one of those official lodge skillets. It's not a really big one because it was just me. And I have another one. It lives in there. And it's a grill pan one. You want some PIA? Blueberries your favorite? That's my great grandson's favorite. That's his. Usually I have more crust in the middle, but I disturbed the middle before. But you said it looks scrumptious. Ah, it will be. Do you guys know that you can whip like coconut cream, coconut milk for toppings? You can just pour like evaporated milk or condensed milk, especially condensed milk. When I make my 3 ingredient no bake lemon pie, that's what I use. Juanita Campbell does says it does look great. Juanita Campbell, when I lived in North Carolina, I lived in Warren County and North Carolina and a little town called Warrenton. And I would leave there and drive to Rocky Mount. And between there was a Native American reservation, and one of my best friends lived there near the reservation. And I would go by her house, and she would say, "Ellen, stop by here," because I would be there waking the stores up at 7:30 in the morning, and her husband would get up about 9 o'clock, and she would say, "Stop by here and have some coffee on your way back." So I would be back headed towards home by 10 o'clock, and they had this store called Smith, I think Smithfield's, where they had all these smoked foods. But I would get to her house and she would have like either a little bag of frozen peaches that she'd picked or a couple cans of canned peaches, because the same recipe, you guys, you can use with peaches, like I said, or any fruit. PIA, I don't know if you saw it or can get a screenshot of it. And except with the peaches, I add a little bit of cinnamon. I add a little bit of vanilla. I add a little bit of nutmeg in it. So this is one, two, three, a 5 ingredient cobbler. And it is delicious. It's going to be delicious. So I'm going to let it cool down for a few more seconds. Let me give it like 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. So when, oh no, the 25th is all the way next week because I was thinking about the herb challenge. I started, but I have to actually drop some seeds. Shay Shay, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you. Don't forget to each of you to drop your links. Exclamation mark GQUAT. Oh, it's okay, Shay Shay. You're not on the chain gang. Oh, that's another thing. When we bought the property in North Carolina, we bought like 4 acres. Then we leased another 21 acres when we had horses for pastures. Then we had another 6 acres where we had like a little store and arcade and worm farm and gas station. But oh, I forgot what I was going to tell you. Oh my goodness. Don't go to I'm trying to read the chat. Oh, I'm gonna back up when I was telling you about my second husband and we went to get married. And the second time, and he was talking about when they say, do you promise to do this, that, and the third till death do us part, or your lawful wedded wife? Well, he got tongue tied and he said, my awful wedded wife, which was true up until that point. Oh my goodness. Nightbot's back awake. I had to reset him. So all of you who are content creators, you put exclamation mark GQUAT and I rehired Nightbot. He didn't even recognize me. I had to reprogram him, luckily. But it could be because I have a whole new operating system. Shay Shay, you have Apple Crack as well. And when they did the updates the other night, it used to be like something like a desert landscape. Now, when you turn on your computer, all you see, the MacBook, all you see are trees and other stuff. Oh, Nightbite's not acting up today. No, I whipped his hiney. I went out there and got a switch. I think I wanted a switch after him. I did because he has to act right because I'm doing a giveaway in a couple of weeks. Okay, so now this pie is tightening up. This cobbler. I can hear it. And let me get my glove on. And it's not like sticking way up the sides like it was when I took it out. And it doesn't look like it's going to fall out when, oops, I just stuck my glove in it. Dun, 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 dun. I tanned his hide. I did. Okay, so before I bust it open, let me get the blueberries off this beautiful glove that little sister Lorraine T bought me. This is one of the gloves she bought. Her and Yankee sister came by one day, and I reached up in the cabinet and started making some cornbread. And then just grabbing the first thing. Oh, that's some this is like blackberry syrup right here. I'm going to have to wash this. It's so sticky. And I, when Lorraine T was here in Yankee Sister, I put the towel in to take it out, something I was cooking, and it hit the rack on the bottom and started catching on fire. So Lorraine T sent this to save her sister. So now, what am I going to try to get this out with? I want to get some with a lot of crust. So let me try to get a thumbnail. I'm being all cluttery, making a mess. So if you would like to be a part of this challenge, I will be giving away, and let's see, PIA has submitted an entry. Let's see who else has. Maria Graham hasn't submitted her entry, but I did see what she baked. I have 5 names. Joanne Stevens, that was 3. I have the list over there, but hold on 1 minute. And, oh, he's nice and crunchy. Okay, so I have a photo to prove that we did the thing, y'all. I'm going to see if I can use this. Oh, I should have. Oops, I just broke him all up. I am about to make a mess. Well, oops, I did make a mess. Not about to. But you see the bottom is brown over there? I'm coming. Okay, that was the alarm. To be ready to eat. So, what I'm going to do is move him out of the way and let him finish cooling down over here. Oh. Oh. Bam. And move this. And you know how you go to grandma's house and it looks a certain way or something? So I have something special for you guys. But hold on. Oh, there's where I put it. You know how you go to grandma's house and they have those, or you go to the dollar store and they have those paper doilies that you put on top of, you put underneath before you put a cake? Well, I have these little hand crocheted doilies. And I'm going to put them over here. And these are 2 with the same pattern, but they were crocheted differently, and they're even different colors of crochet thread. So sorry I broke it all up. And can you see all that crispy, crunchy crust? So I will make it like this. And cheers, you guys. eating and cooking all of this goodness. Thank you. This was Dolores's idea. Oh, look, it's so like it has. Have you ever had the blackberry cobbler where it has the dumplings inside? Look. Look at it, you guys. So I'm just showing you this to show you that the inside is cooked. Cooked. That is so good. So it is. I wish I could give each of you some. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I guess give it to the neighbors. So let's check the crust. I'm trying not to drop it. You know, I drop everything. Can you see it? It's so buttery good. I'm going to have a big glass of tea, hibiscus tea. Oop. Missed. The crust is crunchy and a little bit, you know, the salty from the crust, the sweet from the berries, and it's not watery. Look. So I thank you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you try the recipe. It really is good. Always. Oh wait, one last thing. I was telling you about my friend. So when I would stop by her house when I went to Rocky Mount, she'd always have some peaches out to go with the coffee, and ask me to make her a quick little pie cobbler for us to eat with our morning coffee. So hold on for the cute little exit if I can find it, the cute little outro. Oh no.